In a world that's louder than ever, yet quieter where it matters most, some stories are still being swallowed by silence. This is Disruptive Silence. Welcome to Disruptive Silence, the space where men no longer have to say, I am fine, when their silence is screaming. Here we listen deeper, we speak honestly, because when men break the silence, they break the cycle. But before we begin today, let's take a real moment. I know it's going to be a different discussion, but even it being a different discussion, we just want to check in with you. How are you?
I'm fine.
Oh, you're fine. But you sort of thought. I love it when people can...
It's a good question. It's a good
Yeah.
question. I don't know. I'm not doing bad. I'm doing good.
Yeah.
I always tend to live from the perspective of I'm in a blessed situation. I'm in a blessed environment where I know a lot of people would want to be in. So I try to take comfort in everything that I'm going through, if I'm going through anything, and just realize that you're already up here compared to a lot of people that want to be exactly where you are.
Right.
So I've never been, but I'm often in a situation where things could be worse. And I tend to be very positive about a lot of things. And maybe just my faith guides me. Maybe just being in a stable family is very supportive as well. Yeah, so all those little things are actually great benefits that I'm often thinking about. I'm doing okay, not because you're doing okay, but really and truly, things could be worse.
Things could be worse. One thing I picked up something already, but anyway, because we haven't really gotten into the proper introduction. So the proper introduction is, he mentioned something real quick and had to correct himself right away, because when he said, if I am actually going through something, we're talking to a mental health professional who's been in the spaces, who knows. This is exactly why I thought, having you on Disruptive Silence would be beneficial to those who may be struggling mentally. And we have exposure coming here, and then you being in mental health spaces. What do you get to see, and how do you separate yourself from being a professional and also dealing with your own stuff, and then culturally? And
fair. Like being in the psych wards or being in a mental health hospital, from the perspective of a clinician, you tend to, if you want to, you tend to be much more empathetic. I think that's the word. And I say empathetic because then you realize that someone really is struggling, despite what the government could be offering them. Here's housing, here's a mental health facility where you get to sleep in, do programs, do what. But you can still see that the person is really struggling. And that perspective really gives you the idea, or at least the ability to appreciate everything that you have.
True.
You see people, or when you talk to people and read their charts, for example, and you're connecting with them, they have been through hell to be where they are.
Right.
To now be in a mental health facility there are people who are born with, let's say, alcohol fetal syndrome. And it's like, you were born that way. So you are mentally not ever going to be capable like I am.
So, for those who do not have a clinical background, what is that? Alcohol
fetal syndrome, yeah. So you're born with, like, your parents were drinking, or let's say your mother was drinking or using substances, and you're born from that environment. So you're already not capable to operate.
Is that the reason why pregnant women are not allowed to?
Yeah, you're not allowed to drink because it impacts your child.
Okay, I thought maybe it impacted them psychologically, in the sense of them being Down syndrome, them being slow, or do they call them Down syndrome?
Yeah, so there's Down syndrome. So I don't have the knowledge to say that a person who has Down syndrome is born from this,
Maybe
because
from, yeah.
this is actually I think it's pathology now, right? When you were born, something went wrong, and you're born that way, right? But with fetal alcohol syndrome, it's because the person who is drinking is making the child drunk in their stomach.
Makes
They're already
sense.
exposed to these liquids that you're not supposed to be drinking. So it impacts the child. So you're not
does
supposed
make
to
sense.
drink when you're... There are some people who use drugs that also goes straight to the child. Yeah. So you're not supposed to... So you have children or people who then grow up to become adults who are in those environments, who have these illnesses. But I'm giving care to this person, and I'm realizing that you probably never had a chance from the day you were born to live
And
a life
that's
like I
sad.
have. So it's really sad. So I've turned my life around in terms of the way I think. I can't feel sorry for myself because there are people who are
So much worse.
in so much far worse environments.
So what made you want to get into that field? Because we come from a place where you have to be a doctor, a nurse, a professional, a lawyer, and then some of us, we're entertainers. We love entertaining, like, as you can see.
I agree.
But what made you, was it like your own wishful, like your own love, passion to care for people's mental health, or...
No, that's just something that's innate within me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never knew the profession existed until I realized I'm going to go into the profession. Yeah. My parents are in a nursing background, but it's not something I even asked, like, so tell me about you. As far as I know, a nurse is a person who, let's say like your typical nurse. I'm sick, I have a headache, go to the hospital. That's a nurse to me.
Yeah.
A mental health nurse in my head did not exist.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it never made sense.
And then back home, was it really a thing?
Not really,
It
right?
wasn't
Because
really a thing.
those people who are sick, they're considered to be suffering from the...
Like cuckoo.
Yeah.
Actually, in that way,
It
sadly.
is, yeah, sadly. And it's greatly found... Like, people hide that my child is sick from this illness, right?
Yeah.
And those who do come out... I was in Zimbabwe recently, and I saw the mother treating their child in a way that... Come here, man. This one, she's so crazy. Hey, stop it. And I'm looking at it like, man, we don't have the knowledge. And that's okay.
Yeah.
There's no knowledge on how to work with people who are in this situation, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, it breaks your heart. But all realizing that, witnessing that in the mental health facilities, realizing that Johnny here was born from mom and dad who were always drinking. So forget the fetal alcohol syndrome itself, but the fact that mom and dad are drinking, they're trying to raise this person, but they're not raising the person, they're always fighting. There's different men and women in the household. There's no stability.
True.
Right?
Yeah.
And stability is a big thing of mental health.
True.
It's the biggest thing in mental health. That's why people advocate for no divorces. It's, mom and dad get along. Please don't divorce. Fair enough. But it's also how that impacts the child.
True.
So you notice a lot of people that say, well, we stay together because of our child. That's a really brave thing to do. It's a really brave thing to do. Is it good? Is it bad? It can be debated. But that's because they know that our child needs us both around.
I like
Right. So yeah, I've witnessed that as well, where it's like these guys are just fighting. This person is not raised. He or she doesn't know how to take a yes or no. Right? They were raised that way. Where so they become they
People
suffer from a lot of.
pleasers.
There's a lot of different ways they can
Things,
go.
yeah.
But having witnessed that, having learnt about that, having learnt about children who are raised in a household of gang members, murderers, killers, people who have came to become murderers themselves, but they suffer from so much illnesses within themselves that has led them to become this. You will learn, you don't judge. You learn not to judge. Yeah. So there's so many times when I got in there and I'm like, what do you mean you killed your children? Like, what does that even mean? It makes no sense to me. Then you read,
Actually,
you
what
read,
does that
you
mean?
read,
Killing
you
your
read.
own children.
Yeah. So you read a lot, then you understand that, wow, this guy thinks he's okay. He's
Yeah.
not okay. In his head, he's okay.
Yeah.
Who are you to tell him that you're not okay? So, in these environments where I'm just like, bro, I know who my mom is, I know who my dad is. Trust me. My battle is already half done. So it's like,
Yeah.
I have no right, yeah.
Yeah. So how about coming from where we come from? Disruptive Silence is all about men. We're here to support men's mental health, emotional, social well-being, and equal justice. I'm definitely going to get into equal justice because, there's a lot happening. Challenging the system, challenging the norm, challenging the narrative. But today, as we're talking about mental health, the boy child back home versus, I know, right? I like the smile. Like, actually.
Yep, facts.
And what we're seeing now, the outcome of our generation, the way it was raised back home, and then what we're seeing now, less men showing up. Is it out of their own will, or is it out of their upbringing, childhood trauma? Let's explore that.
So are we looking at why do young black African men not come out and speak up, or are we saying
Don't cry.
why do they don't? Okay, yeah.
Men up. Men shouldn't cry. You have to have it all figured out. And yet, you find some people, they can be really quiet and they don't know how to express themselves. Imagine, somebody who's very expressive, a man who's very expressive, our brother Lloyd, who I got to sit down with, who's very expressive.
Love that guy, yeah.
Right? And then say maybe are not able, thank God he was able to say, no, this one is a no, I can cry and I'm cool with it. But then there's some people, because they have that mentality, somebody will come and shut their emotions and say, don't cry because you're a man, you have to man up and what have you. And then there's the extreme of being an introvert.
Yeah.
You're an introvert. You don't even know how to speak on a normal day. And then life hits.
Yeah.
When life hits, you're taking out your frustration, your anger, your whatever on somebody else's child because you've bottled this nonsense in you, which is normal with every, doesn't matter gender, whatever. But how then can we help our brothers?
Yeah.
On that, because it's also another thing when you see or listen to podcasts, it's like, we're also looking for a safe space. We can't even talk to our wives because they use this against us. Because I'm like, what? So it's stuff that actually kind of shocks me because I'm like, I thought communication, but what do I know? I've never been married, so I wouldn't know. So stuff like that. I know it's loaded.
It's a very fair question. I do believe it's a very fair question. And one thing that I would also like to try to start off with is we are in the Western world right now. Yeah. And we're talking about young men who are raised in the African culture. Right. They're raised in the African culture where you do better men up. Okay. You do better men up. The reason is...
And what does that mean?
What does that mean? That means that...
In the African culture.
Yeah, of course. In the African culture, it means that you need to know that without dad going to work and providing for their family, you are going to not be very, and I don't mean successful as in like be rich, but you're going to suffer a lot from where does the next meal come from. So you look at African culture, generally speaking, forget the current economy and stuff. Yeah. We grew up from the world where you hunt for your meals. Matter of fact, I grew up doing that, Kumusha. Okay. Right, in the rural areas, you do have to go hunt. I'm not expecting my sister to go hunt. Actually, yeah. I'm not, you know. Not because my sister can't hunt, but because the tsuro hair, it's fast, it's tricky. You better get a young guy who can quickly go get it. I'm just saying, you know what I mean? Like, you know? Yeah. You Mukuvima, you have what is it called? Is it the spears and stuff? Yeah. I'm just saying, like, I'm stronger than my sister. Because if one person that is sent to go get meal, it's the male who has to go and Vima basically to go get the tsura and whatnot. So Africans, you have to understand that they're coming from the perspective of this new world of laptops, phones, equality and all that. we are getting it at the very, very tip end of it.
Yeah.
The majority of, even in Africa, they're still going out to hunt. If I hunted, imagine what my parents and their grandparents did.
Yeah.
So the person who raised me was also hunting. They were farmers. They used to hold that gejo to go get the next meal. So that's what it means to man up. Like, you are the man of the house. It's not a thing to say that the woman is not strong. It's the fact that you are the one who's expected to.
So are we saying it's a good term?
I'm saying that it's a good term when you understand. I'm not saying it's a term that needs to be understood on who is saying it and where it's coming
Context.
from.
Okay.
Yeah, so the young African men, I know very well when you tell me to man up, the first thing I'm thinking of is we used to wake up at like 4, 5 o'clock in the morning. And then we used to go and go farming. No rima. You hold the gejo, you get the cows in, you do it before you even go to school.
Really?
So what do the women do? The women would come in with the crops. With the crops, they put the crops in. They come back in the house, get the tea ready. By the time I'm done, my go-go will be like, tea is ready, eat, and then we go to school.
Oh, jeez. You know what? You're actually showing me the different, not backgrounds, because you find people who grew up in the dells. Dells, they wouldn't know that, right? People who grew up maybe, of course, in the cities, but not del, maybe average, whatever. And then you find the ghetto, different spectrum. And then you find Kumosha. I feel like on the cultural level, I love that, right? When you think of, oh yeah, because even with my grandma, we used to live, we didn't go Kumosha.
Yeah.
I don't know Kumosha like that. But I think I only went once at my uncle's wedding, and then after my dad died twice, I guess. But it's one of, unless maybe when I was younger, I wouldn't know. But when I was a baby. But then every holiday, our kumusha would be Bulawayo in the city.
Yes,
you see what I mean? And then although my grandma instilled that in us, girls, you do A, B, C, D, we do the cooking, the cleaning, the baking, and what have you. Guys, gardening, this, and that. And then we had a schedule of school time, because my grandma was a teacher. But it was holidays. My mom would come with the reports from school, and then this is their weakness, and then she would refine our weaknesses and what have you, right? So when I hear your background of, oh yeah, this is, but before school, I'm like, huh? Wasn't that too much though, or was it normal? Would that have been normal for hearing that, oh yeah, you go and...
fair enough, yeah. So watch this.
Would that not be traumatic then?
Listen to me.
Yeah.
Before you came here, right now, before this interview, who picked you up to come here?
Eventually, we Ubered.
You Ubered, okay.
Eventually, yeah.
Before you Ubered to get here, how long do you have to travel to get to the SkyTrain?
About 30 minutes.
30 minutes. So from the place you left to come here exactly, how long did it take you?
Eventually, 1 hour and
1 hour
some.
or so?
Yeah. 1 hour 10.
Your next generation, your child, your child's child, they'll make that trip in 10 minutes.
Well, because of technology.
Technology, if they have a car. You don't have a car, they will have a car. You work so hard that they get, they'll do so well that the next child will be buying Teslas.
Yeah.
Hey, I gotta go to Lloyd's place. No problem, I'll be there in 10 minutes. They're here.
Hey.
Grandma, how did you get there?
Yeah.
Oh, I used to take trains and I would get Ubers. How long did it take you? About an hour. No way.
Yeah.
Wasn't that traumatic?
Why would you? No. Out of context.
So the reason I'll give you that.
Good example. Go ahead.
The reason I'll give you that is this, right? Your grandma very much knew the life I grew up. Your grandma very much knew that men, you go Rima, you go crop, you go hunting, you do all this, that.
Yeah.
She just happens now to be doing okay in Bulawayo, doing okay.
Yeah.
And now it's like, okay, the house, okay, women, you do the cleaning of the house, but men, you do this. She understands the duties because of how she was raised. So by the time you guys get to the point where you don't go kumusha, no rima and whatnot, you don't understand the concept, but she does. So she's raising you from the concept of what are men supposed to do, what are women supposed to do. So much that to you it's like, why can't the other guy cook too? She's not saying that the guy is not able to cook. She's saying that the man must go and complete their duties first while you're completing your duties. And then by the time you both complete your duties, you have all achieved 100%.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
And that's the idea of like, when I was raised, I don't know anything else but.
Mainly duties.
Not just many duties, waking up before at 4 o'clock to go. That's all I know.
Oh, true.
Right?
Oh,
When the time comes, I think it's August when harvesting, whatever stuff comes. There's a time that you just have to wake up early, go Kunorima and all that stuff. When you finish, you get ready for school. There's a time period in Zimbabwe, in terms of your seasons, where that just has to happen.
Really?
And if you're lazy, your your roommate, your cousin, and everything, bro, wake up, man. Like, you're getting slapped to, like, you're gonna wake up.
Or even, there's no woman who sleeps after this hour, and what have you. Is to say, there's no woman, you need to be up by this time. And they didn't even realize it was guys too. But because
it's like, why are you sleeping past that space if you are coming from the angle that we're coming from?
Yeah.
Like, okay, so who is growing the crops? Who is doing all that stuff?
Yeah.
Right? So everyone is holding their own.
So what gives the boy child trauma? Because right now we're living in a different world.
It's because that's the problem now, right? Because these people who are growing up in a different world now, they're being raised by, let's say, my grandma.
Now I see where you're coming from. Okay.
So now it's like, you Emmanuel, what are you doing, man? You better stop. It's like, but we are here in Canada. What am I supposed to do? I'm not supposed to be doing that. Your expectations that are like this. You see, the hard work in Africa is going to hunt, make sure you bring me. So it's like, hard work is like, it's seen hard work.
Yeah.
So even though we're here, we're still saying that, you are the man of the house, why not? Because we want to see the hard work. Like, it has to be visible to the people who are raised in the concept I'm talking about.
Yeah. But then again, in today's world, people in Zim as well, they're going through that struggle of, I'm struggling with this. And then there's high suicide rates. Because
people in Zim, unfortunately, at crossroads, I don't know if the crossroads is the right word I'm looking for. Now, this Western world culture has entered Zim.
Okay.
It has entered Zim. It is deep down now in Zim.
Are you saying it's a Western problem?
It's not a Western problem, but one of the problems in Africa is, not just in Africa, like generally as this world is coming to become really one, you get a world that's coming to take over another world, and we're not so used to that. We don't know what this means. You look at how much alcohol and drugs are killing people in Zimbabwe.
In Africa, and we never used to have that.
We actually don't know what it means to take a drug. So now we're just taking drugs. Before you know it, people are dying. People are it's completely destroying lives. Now, I'm not saying people in the Western world know how to take drugs. However, drugs are part of the system. Right? You look at Tylenol. That's what's the word? It's analgesic. It's like a painkiller, right? So you take Tylenol. We all take Tylenol. So we know what Tylenol is. I promise you, in Zimbabwe, I didn't know what a Tylenol is.
Of course. It's as good as the songs that we used to sing, and we didn't even know the lyrics. And because we didn't know the lyrics, we wouldn't. I'm trying to give an example of even yesterday. What did we do? I forgot. Let's just say terms that we know here, and they sing it in songs. But because back home we didn't know them, we didn't even know what it was. We would make up the lyrics because we don't even know what it is.
And now you just look silly.
You just look silly.
Let's say to R. Kelly now, you're like, well, you look really silly, right? But guess what? People here who are listening to R. Kelly, like John,
and you're grown up and you're like, that's what he actually said.
Right. So people in Zim right now that are taking these drugs, you guys don't know what you're doing. You really don't know what you're doing. Like you're singing the lyrics wrong. You're singing the lyrics wrong. Like if you look stupid. But not only that, you're now dying because you're taking these drugs and you don't know how to take. So here now in the Western world, we know what the Tylenol is. But then there's Tylenol 3. That's a bit of a stronger medication. We've been trained how to take Tylenol 3. By the time that I become addicted to painkillers, I know that, morphine is a bit stronger, but okay, cool. Oh, there's hydromorphine. If I take hydromorphine, just tiny little bit. Oh, hydromorphine.
But coming back from home, though, is one of those, medication is the last resort. You even say, I don't want to take
We
medication.
don't. So we
Yeah.
don't know what a substance is in Africa.
Okay.
All we know is the natural resources, the herbals, the things that I remember if I got sick, you go under the blanket and then they natira, basically like hot water, you're steaming, you stay there. Before you know it,
you're good.
You're great.
Yeah.
That was our medication. It helped us. But here they know, take a Tylenol. So people here, they understand, like they've gone through the journey.
Yeah.
By the time you become addicted to drugs, you understand the mechanism behind everything.
Okay.
So much that I want to get high, but I don't want to die. Here's how I'm going to do it.
Wow.
I'm doing it just for the high.
Oh, wow.
But a Zim person, I want to get high, but he doesn't know. He's just taking the whole chunk. You see what I mean? Like, so all that understanding, it teaches you that people in Africa, we are just experiencing this thing that has been poured on us from the Western world.
Okay.
And we're watching it on TV, we are watching it on Instagram, YouTube. We're watching all these things that we wanna capture as fast as possible. But we don't even realize that, like I could be doing my podcast here right now, in my car, this and that, People in Zim are like, what, look at that, we should start a podcast in a nice car too, like that. But you don't even realize my car is on credit. It's even my car. You don't even realize all those things.
I love that. I was about to give an example of Pop the Balloon. Have you seen Pop the Balloon Zimbabwe?
No, I haven't seen Zimbabwe.
Oh, don't!
I haven't seen Zimbabwe one.
They're doing Pop the Balloon with 13-year-olds.
Okay, story for another day.
I know, which is funny, but anyway.
But do you see how you're capturing something and trying to do it that you don't understand properly, right? And these guys, for little do you know, actually, that when I see Pop the Balloon, I just really try to look at it and laugh. And, and I'm pretty sure some of those things, they're all set up. But it's okay, it's a show, you know what it is?
Yeah.
So just like here, if I'm doing my show and I'm in a car and that, and then you're in Zim, you're like, bro, man.
I want to be
like Kuda in his car doing a podcast and that. Like me, I know as I say camera, cut. Bro, stop, I gotta go real quick to work because I gotta pay for this. But it's okay. The Western world is created that way to allow you to get credit by this. If you wanna suffer that way, it's okay.
Right.
But don't try to copy and paste in Zim.
But then mental health, though, you can't really.
Well, you can, because now what we're facing in Zim, or let me say Africa, let's say it's people who are now living in the Borodale side, right?
Yeah.
Who are raised by parents who...
Soft life.
They are living the soft life, but their parents had worked so hard to say that, Kamareva will never go back.
True. And then they overgive.
Right?
And then I think I always say cripple.
They cripple. They don't mean to cripple their children. They try and give you everything that I've never heard.
I've even said that to my cousin. My cousin also grew up without a dad. Dad was there, but dad wasn't there, if that makes sense. But wasn't present in their life, her and the siblings. And I remember so well when she had her first child, spoiled her so bad. I want to give her this, I want to give her that, because I didn't have this. I was like, a girl, I don't have a kid. But we've seen people being crippled in our family. Like you're saying, that mistake of, I'm going to give this because I didn't have that, right? But what is it, though, with the boy child, which up until now, that's what we're trying to dig, right? And we want to dig deeper and say, is it just the boy child that's actually experiencing that whole being given the soft life and then struggling afterwards, and then I'm grown up now, I don't even know how to hunt?
Yeah, I'll be fair. I speak to a lot of people. It just happens that when you have background of mental health, you tend to speak to a lot of people, and a lot of people who go through things, they tend to just come to you.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. I know a number of girls right now who are in universities here.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Whose parents gave them everything. Like you can tell as they're in school that they just don't even know. Man, I wanna do something. But go do it.
Yeah.
I haven't applied it. Like, dude, go apply.
Do it,
like, everything was so handed to them that they actually don't know how to apply themselves to go look for work. So does it fall harder on a man? Perhaps it still does, because we're expecting you as the man child to, like I said, work hard, must be very, very visible, right? Yeah. But now we're talking, let's go back to the guys in the bordels and whatever who are suffering from the consequence of how come I can't work hard? Because for them it's like...
And even some people are saying we can't marry.
What do you mean by we can't marry?
As in, we want to marry, but we can't marry because we don't have the cows, we don't have the money, we don't have jobs, we don't have this.
Yeah, well, that's a culture thing too, right? Because one thing in our culture we've learned is, hence, work hard, do this and that. Why? Because you as a man must build your own house first.
Right.
Right? When you live in this house, move, and I know this very, very well, Kumusha. Ambuya Tagara just like this here. And then the man has to go now to the side here, build your own little house kind of thing, like, so when you get married, this is now your own house. So just knowing that alone, men culturally are supposed to do that. Work hard, build your own house, and then the woman will come and move in. But like I said, we're getting this Western culture now in our cultures where education has to be like university level. Everyone who graduates high school in Zim, we want you to do your A levels.
Yeah.
After that, what university are you going to? And if you don't go to university, do you have a job that's high paying?
Okay.
And that's why there's all these hustle jobs that are kind of like happening where they'll buy cars from Japan because they're trying to raise money. If you don't do that, how are you going to build your own house?
Sure. Okay.
And truly speaking, a woman may want to maybe okay to like you enough to come and live in your parents' house. But even that woman deep down is saying, but bro, we got to get out of your parents' house.
But why would you move in the parents' house?
That happens a lot.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to laugh. That's why I actually had to ask Loki.
Yeah.
But okay.
Well, it happens a lot because the man hasn't had his own house yet.
Okay. Okay.
Right? Maybe they're trying, they didn't finish school, then they didn't finish paying the fees. Now they're held back, again. Like, they're just struggling to really hold their own. But by the time maybe they did marry, but now it's like, okay, they were still living under your parents' house, like, let's do something different, right?
Yeah.
So why are they not able to marry? Because they know that we are supposed to, literally speaking, you are still supposed to have your own place before you get married.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you don't, and then you say that, I can't marry. Do you want to marry though before you even have your own house? Or do you want to marry before you get out of the people's houses?
So now my question though would be, so why do we have a high number of men who are not doing that, going to school? This is why women are like, we'd rather go to school, work for ourselves, be independent, do this for ourselves, because if you can't even protect and provide, what's the point?
Now, I've learned this from so many different angles.
Okay.
And one of the angles is, are women really saying that we would rather? Or rather, do you know like how there's a social pressure on men to say that, you're supposed to be the man of the house and all this and that? There's also an angle of social, I want to say like social lies as compared to social pressure, to say that even women are supposed to be highly educated.
Sure.
I don't believe that to be a fact of the situation, because when you look at it, and I don't mean this in any way that someone may take wrong, but women give birth. Men don't give birth. We can go around this in so many different ways we want, but this is still just a fact.
True.
Women give birth, men don't give birth. Women give birth at a specific time frame. After that time frame, it's really hard to give birth.
I'm trying to hold my tongue.
Okay. Is a 50-year-old easily going to give birth as a 20-year-old?
Not easily.
There you go. There you go. That's a literal fact. There's so many health issues that come past 40 to give birth. We don't have to like it. We don't have to say that's sexist. In my age, I can't play soccer as well as I used to when I was 20.
Actually, I can't even play a lot of active sports that I used to when I was. That's why I've resorted to golf.
And podcast.
Shield. Epoch. But anyway, as we conclude, yeah.
So do you see my point here, right? We can't say that, oh, you're saying that person is old, so they can't play soccer.
Yeah,
well,
okay.
I won't pick you in my team just because I prefer this 20-year-old who can run faster and not get tired quicker.
Yeah.
But that's a fact. That's biology.
Yeah.
A woman is going to take a lot of going to the hospitals, getting a lot of checkups in their past 40s, just is. So where is the pressure coming from for women to become educated?
Because...
And it's a question that's an answer. And what I'm trying to say to this is this, right? We have this pressure on women to be educated, which comes with its own side effects.
Of course,
right?
Actually.
It comes with a lot of side effects.
Lots of it, yeah.
So the side effect is, oh, I had to go to university after my degree, then I finished this, and then you look at people that did nursing, they became nurse practitioners and become doctors, let's say, for example. That's 10 years in school. So by the time you finish your actual school, maybe 32, 35. If you
did at the right time.
If you did at the right time, right? So now, did you get married in between all that? Well, it was hard because I was so busy on school, and I thought that the guy who wanted me was not motivated with life, and I was very motivated. So now, before you know it, the two people who could have married didn't marry. So socially, there are so many things that I feel the society is telling us women should become more educated. Men, you don't have to be that educated. And now we're going so many different ways. And this is a very painful area to think about, because if you take away the need for education, material things, money and all this, if we go back all the way back to Africa like I was talking about, it's okay. You're the man, go do the hard work, do this and that. As a woman, after 24, 25, they have kids and everything. But it's by a certain time, the stability for the child is already been created. Does that mean that a woman should not...
Sorry.
That's okay. So, but does that mean that a woman should not go and get the... No, it doesn't mean that. I think it just means we have to find what's really important to us as people. And if we don't find that part, it's going to be so difficult for two people to really get together. Because is it more important for you to get your master's degree as compared to having 2 kids by the time you're 35? I don't know. Don't even tell me. But what's more important?
I wasn't going to answer that question.
And you know what I mean? I'm talking to this person, that person there who's sitting there listening there. I'm saying, you're 22 right now. By the time you're 35, which one do you really want the most? Is it the 2 kids or is it that master's degree?
It's safety and stability.
But when you're answering that question, whatever that is, when you're answering that question, do not dare lie to yourself. And that I can't say it anymore. Don't lie to yourself. Because there's a study about this. I know this study, but I won't tell you which side it leans. But take 50-year-old women, 50-year-old women, they have 3 kids. There are no kids, but they have master's degrees and PhDs. Who is self-satisfied the most? Those studies are so fascinating. Because self-satisfaction, no money, no material thing can give. When you compare it to if you're in the right family, to the family that is like, you know what, Mom, I love you, daughter, I love you, son. The satisfaction, bro.
And even seeing your features.
Yeah. Like, I don't like you, but that's what I used to do.
Right, so, exactly. It's like, oh man, there's go for that. But anyway, going back then to, I get where you're coming from, and you're actually kind of touching the different nerves right now, but we will leave it there. Anyway, with that being said, what do you understand then by restoring balance regarding mental health? I still have an I still have an ask, a question, a concern for men's mental health in today's spaces, in today's generation.
It's so scary. It's really scary because I want to say that we are not being taught how to deal with it. We are not being taught how to deal with it.
Sure.
And it's so scary because as a man, you're supposed to be strong. You're supposed to be this and that. But sometimes to be strong is to be real.
Okay.
To be strong is to be absolutely real. Dude, I'm tired. I can't do this anymore.
But what stops men from being real?
Because we are, like I said, society pressure, man. Societal pressure is unimaginable. Like, it's so unimaginable that we are in a world right now where a woman is being raised to say that I don't need children. But you're being raised to say that. You don't think that. It's watching videos of Miss Independent. Watching YouTube videos of Miss Independent. You're not being told. You're being shown. Be independent, be independent, be independent. You don't need a man. You don't need a man. Man and this. Man and... You don't need it.
Pussycat Dolls. I don't need a man.
By the time... You see what I mean? But no one is telling you don't need a man.
Yeah.
It's the societal pressure that tells you that...
Yeah. Miss Independent.
How much... And guess what? How much are we most likely to listen to the music than we are to listen to our parents who are just saying, like, you know what? My greatest pleasure in life is you.
To be a parent. To be a parent, yeah.
But this is from literal
and to even
experience.
be a grandparent.
To be a grandparent, there's all this and that, right?
Yeah.
So societal pressure is so crazy that it's flipping women the other side.
Other side,
And then it's also flipping men to the other side.
Jeez, actually. Yeah.
And that is so, this is where generally me speaking, I truly appreciate, I want to say the way I was raised. Or I appreciate culture actually.
Yeah.
When we forget about a lot of things around us and, you know, which car do you want to drive, how much money do you want to make, do you want to become a director of your company, just knowing that I speak my home language.
Oh, I like that too, yeah.
Literally just knowing that I speak my home language, it's like, bro,
But is it true that when it comes to American men and African men have high confidence, low self-esteem, African men the other way, high self-esteem, low confidence, because self-esteem comes from self, knowing your culture, having a sense of belonging, know where you come from, and then them being confident because it's superficial.
Tell a Nigerian man that you're not self-confident.
I'm so sorry, but why did you have to tag it?
Bro, tell a Nigerian man that you're not confident.
But is that, no, but that's... Actually, that is actually true. A Nigerian man is just overconfident. It's actually...
Bro, I've
So it's not true.
I lived
so are
in
we
America
saying it's
for a
not
long
true?
time. I lived in America for a long time.
Yeah.
And I want to say almost like this is...
Because it's like a psychologist who actually wrote that book.
Was this psychologist in Africa or in America?
American.
Ah, there you go.
Oh, that was a quick answer. Yeah, sure, America, and that's true.
You see what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Like, and when you're...
So are we saying we can't speak for other cultures?
I kind of want to say that,
yeah.
But I also want to tell you that self-esteem becomes lower for the African men who are in America because you have to understand that I have to adjust to a new culture.
To the new culture. New environment, new culture, new way of pursuing.
Absolutely.
New way of pursuing, because if you over pursue, you're harassing a woman.
There's also that.
And then back home pursuing, you have to over pursue to show that you love a woman.
Bro.
Okay.
So big. Do you know how embarrassing for the longest time when I was in America that just my accent alone, I didn't know how to deal with it. People just making fun of your accent. And that's a bad thing, don't get me wrong, I don't care. But it's almost like, man, once I start speaking, they will know that Kuda is speaking. So it's like sometimes you don't want to speak.
Really?
That's self-esteem being diminished. Now, let's take these 50 black Americans and put them in Lagos, Nigeria. And do your study.
God help you. Okay.
And do your study.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? Like, bro, like a Nigerian in the Western world. I know a Nigerian who speaks Chinese fluent, bro. We're the client who speaks Chinese we're all struggling to communicate.
What do you mean he
with them.
speaks Chinese fluent, yet you can never even remove the Niger accent from a Niger?
Absolutely. That's it. When I say confidence, bruh. When I say confidence, bro, like don't get me started, bro.
Okay, we won't get started.
Yeah.
That's a story for another day.
Nigerians, like, I'm just saying, like, this is a Nigerian who just knows how to navigate the world, bro.
Yeah.
And even Zimbabweans, bro. You see Zimbabweans in Dubai, like they're just navigating the world. A black American who goes to Lagos, bro, self-esteem will diminish to its lowest. Because, bro, what are you supposed to do? You know how Nigerians speak? Imagine trying to start a business. And you're just as wealthy as the other. I'm not saying you have the most wealth. You're just kind of like as wealthy as, dude, if you can't even speak the accent, if you can't even navigate the roads, you can't even do this, it goes down fast, right? So at these studies, I want to say that, I'm not saying that incorrect. Every study is correct because it has been done. But if you put from the perspective of which side.
Depending,
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah,
I never thought of that. Although because I'm also learning the different, because I always say this to people, the one thing that I never used to understand was the difference between black Africans and other blacks out there.
There's a huge difference.
I didn't realize that, right? Because it used to frustrate me every time when you're pro-black this, pro-black that, I'm like, nothing special about being black. Like, there's nothing special. Like, and then I only got to learn that was because we grew up as a majority. It was normal to be black. Not that I'm saying it's abnormal to be black out here, but then it was like, oh, because I was used to being the majority, and then I come here, and then now I can actually also feel we need to stand up for black people, right? So it was just a aha moment for me. I was like, oh, Amanda.
But there's another aspect of that now, okay? How many, like, there's another aspect of the Africans who come to America, then we watch this stand up for black people.
Yeah.
Then we say, is that really my fight though? Is it really my fight though?
But won't it affect you eventually?
How? Because by the time that you get to the job, they don't want to give you the job because you're black.
Yeah.
But then they say, like, let me see your resume.
Yeah.
Then they look and say, oh, well, hold on a second. These are grades. Oh, okay. Then you go to the black American. Let me see your grades. Well, you know, I was oppressed for so long and I couldn't go to...
Okay.
The amount of black Africans who come to this world, to the Western
They're
world,
usually educated.
so educated.
Yeah.
And when they look at that and say, I want to fight for black power, but what are we fighting for here? When they're using their common sense, they'll tell you that, how come I'm not experiencing it though? Is it maybe because I'm applying myself?
Because I think, like you're saying, because I also, and when I'm saying I've lived here for 14 years, and I only got the aha moment last year, because I was hanging out with an American person.
There you go.
Right, so they were asking about the African culture, and I got to see, oh, this is why you think the way you think. Oh, this is why I think the way I think, And then at the same time, I'm like, because I've never really experienced what you're saying, because when I get into a room, I can sell rotten tomatoes. And
Absolutely.
I make sure I get out of the room with something.
You've learned those.
I've learned.
It just so happens. So I promise you, black Africans and black Americans, there's a huge, huge difference.
Oh.
I really don't like the idea of black Americans trying to make their fight black Africans fight also. And I'm not saying that we shouldn't support each other. Absolutely, we should support each other. But I can't stand there and say that I feel oppressed.
Okay.
When I don't feel oppressed.
Okay.
Do I want to fight for the black power? I do. I want the black community to be strong. I still don't want to lie also at the same time and say that I feel oppressed.
True.
Yeah. So that's just a different thing. What I experience is one thing. What I want for the whole black community is another thing. I'm also very much aware that when you say black, let's remember that there's black Caribbeans, black Americans, there's black Africans. I'm just keeping that in the back of my mind.
For sure.
Just so that I don't lie to people and say that I didn't get to school because I was black. No, I remember actually I failed that class and I was supposed to pass.
I know, right?
I really was supposed to pass that class if I was to continue,
And how do we restore voices? In your own words.
How do we restore voices?
Voices that have been silenced, voices that have been oppressed, voices that have not had an opportunity to express themselves.
I think people need to understand that a lot of things that we see, they are planted. A lot of things that we see, they are planted for us to see there.
You actually opened up a whole lot of can of worms today. You actually opened up a different way of thinking on so many things. I love that.
I appreciate that. Yeah. So, let's say that song Miss Independent, for example. There's a reason why it to be planted for it to become more successful.
True.
To get more women if you look at it just as a song, compared to this other song, was it really that much better? But they do want more Miss Independent women, so they will push up that song more.
But is it not out of protection?
Yes or no, it doesn't matter. Okay. But most of things that we see, especially if you're looking from the media side of things, they are definitely planted.
Okay.
When you remember that most things are planted, you should then realize that what I want to say should still be said.
Right.
I shouldn't regardless. So what you're hearing is that men don't speak up more. Absolutely. But I'm not going to let that stop me. Oh, men are supposed to be strong, this and that. There is also a plant somewhere where it's supposed to say that just be a strong man. No, I'm going to decide to be weak. While in my weakness, I'm becoming stronger. Okay. And I'm deciding this because it's what I need to do. When I look at it from the perspective of me, if my marriage is going to last longer, I'm not going to become this Superman, macho man who tells my wife what to do, this and that. I'm going to look from the perspective of me and my wife. Where am I lacking? What do I need to do better? I need to go to my older brother and say, yo, man, how do you guys do it? You've been married for so long. I need to be able to seek that help.
Right.
I'm becoming weaker because I'm seeking help. But I'm becoming a stronger person. Right. Because I'm not following the community trends that say to me, you need to drive the best car, you need to work harder, you need to do this. That's how your wife is going to like you. No, but she didn't say that. She wants me to be home more often. Right. She wants me to be available. She wants me to take the kids to school. Right. Even if I don't move up my job, but are you helping me with the kids? Okay, cool, no problem. Yeah. That's what she wants. Yeah. The society is telling you that Andrew Tate is saying that you should be a millionaire, this and that. That's what the society is telling you. You're watching a lot of people that were planted somewhere talking, and then you're listening to them and you're trying to become that to save your marriage when you could just save it by talking to that person over there. Oh, okay. So we need to be weaker if it appears to be weaker, knowing that it makes you stronger.
And how, actually, you've answered my last question. How do you redefine strength? Especially from how do you redefine strength in today's culture with the men going the other way and then the women overdoing it?
One thing I've learned is strength it's a state of the mind, right? True. It really is a state of the mind.
No, but then again, so what puts the imbalance in the mind?
It's the things, it's the plants that we're looking at and thinking that this plant is like, this what's been planted there is saying the right things. Right. It's us listening to that.
And accepting it.
And accepting it. It's Lloyd pulling up here with the BMW and I look at my Nissan Sentra and say, I want that one. So I'm just realizing that, you got your Nesophinas car, cool. So you have a car with 4 wheels, I have a car with 4 wheels.
Don't kill me. I was about to laugh at something, but yeah.
But the state of the mind is so important because we actually get weakened by trying to pursue.
Comparison kills.
Big time, really big time. Than just accepting that you made it that way, and that's really cool. And what happens is that the person that you're trying to, like I grew up listening to rap music, this and that. So 50 Cent was like my idol, 50 Cent. But then I grew up and realized that 50 Cent is struggling to hold a family.
Yeah.
His wife, no, he wasn't even married, right? And then he struggles to raise a family. I'm like, oh man, poor guy. I still love his business sense.
Yeah.
But I'm also now strong enough to realize that this idea he could do better.
Yeah.
But then I learned now, 50 Cent's mom was killed when he was 12 years old. I learned now, he doesn't have a dad. He doesn't know who his dad is. 50 Cent can't. Well, he can if he decides to learn, but he doesn't know what it takes to build a family. Mom, dad, I love you, son, I love you. Oh, okay, cool. Well, look at us hugging, hey, look at us going to sleep, hey, sleep well. He hasn't seen that.
And I think that's the another thing that when I was also looking at, as in like doing research in men's mental health, I got to see a huge difference between the African men and the African American men, their traumas. Totally different. I'm glad that even men are creating spaces for themselves, especially in North America here, and even back home, they are actually creating space for themselves. But then again, there's mainly skills that you don't have. There's, that I would want to know my dad in such a way.
Dude,
so
my dad says, take his belt and says...
When he just starts holding it,
bro,
you know.
What that does to you, you respect authority, bro.
Not fear. Does it not instill fear in you?
Fear, respect, it doesn't matter. You're not going to steal.
True. Actually, because I was once sitting on a guy's lap and we were still young. Up until now, I am 30-something years and I cannot sit on a guy's lap.
Yeah. It's okay to take and yeah. But
I cannot.
Once that belt comes and you
because
know
that
was
a no. He was actually almost murdered. But
because it's
but it was, why are you sitting on a guy's lap?
Yeah.
So then, but then again, I also saw now I'm grown up.
Yeah,
it didn't make sense because he was my friend. He was my brother.
Yeah.
There was nothing. But now I'm a grown up woman. I'm like, how does rape happen?
Big time.
Do you understand? Because
it's like, dude, whether you feared it or you respected it, you didn't suffer that because you know what I'm saying? Like, it's very, very important.
Yeah.
So the reason why these black Americans, man, dug few cops, man, F the police, this and that, man, because there was no man who was really, really showing you that authority does what?
And now, discipline. It does
how
discipline.
many of those black people who were killed was a Niger boy who had arrived to America?
Yeah.
Or was an African man who had come? No. When we see police, no, yes sir, no sir, no problem.
But I have a problem with that though.
Go ahead, you have a problem with it, but I'm not getting killed.
I've been put behind bars for saying my truth. In Zim.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, go on, yeah.
Yeah, so I think this is where I have an issue with where when I know back home we cannot exercise our rights.
Oh yeah, that's a whole different ballgame, right? Yeah.
But this is what I'm saying. Even when you come here, it's of course there's different levels of respecting authority. But there's moments where if I know my rights, I'm not gonna be aggressive about it. I'm gonna be respectful about it.
Yeah,
because I'm talking to the cops. Versus back home, you cannot even exercise your rights, and when you exercise your rights, you're put behind bars, and you're like, oh, you think you know it? No.
Yeah, that's fair. That's
right.
Fair.
So I don't know when you're saying that.
I don't know how I feel about that because you're so right when you're talking about from the perspective of back home, right?
Yeah.
I'm looking at it from the perspective of here because here in the Western world, bro, no person is supposed to get killed by a police officer. Period.
But my question though would be, does it come from just the norm without even them doing anything? Because when you also see documentaries,
I like interesting things about not doing anything. Because I like to think of, we look at a lot of different people and say, what do you mean by not doing anything? What does that part mean?
Not crossing the line, not breaking the law. And then because you're just hated for your skin color. I think it's real.
I think it's real. I don't think it's not real either.
Yeah.
But I like to think of the facts where that was because you were just black. I like to think of a lot of those things.
Yeah.
When I think of a lot of those things, so there's a role that I play in my workplace where it's called quality and safety. So you're kind of like a quality and safety prevention person, right? Yeah. Quality improvement.
Yeah.
And safety prevention. This can be there all at once. Matter of fact, who's to say that this is spilling? It's not spilling. Bro,
it's
it
not
can be
safe.
there. It can be there, bro. You know
But
what?
it's not safe.
It's not safe? So what should I do?
Put it on a safe space.
Put it on a safe space? Okay, no problem.
Yeah.
What you have done there, you have prevented this from spilling over. Even though it was never going to spill. We can go out there and come back, it will never.
You got my mind today. Hi, true.
We can go for hours
Okay,
and come
okay. I
back and
see
this
where
will
you're
never spill.
going. Yeah, yeah.
Now,
Yeah, yeah.
if I la 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 la, then it spills over. You know, hey, why were you there on the edge? Hey, that's unacceptable. Well, why didn't you just put it back where it was? It would have never spilled. We've seen so many cases
Okay.
of where the person gets killed because of their skin color.
Yeah.
When they were killed, though, what were they doing?
Driving, normal speed.
We talk of a couple of people that, let me say, comes off my mind. After the police coming over to this house so many times, this and that, hey, la, 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 la. Then one time comes where things just go sideways. This person gets killed. If you were to ask me on the quality improvement, safety prevention, had this person just not ever been in touch with the police officers before for doing what they were doing in the past,
Good question, yeah.
they would have never been in that situation.
Sure.
Right? I know people who have died from speeding alone without even police officers. They wouldn't have died if they were just not speeding. I'm not saying I don't speed. I'm just saying that when you look at a lot of situations, there's so many areas where we can try to defend and say, like, victim mentality. We are victims of this if you guys had just not done this. Prevention, though. What if you had just done the other thing first before that? What if you just didn't speed before that? Right? What if your criminal record was clean before that? What if you were not selling heroin on the streets before that? Because now, someone is just tired of this saying, like, oh, boom. That person, you rewind time, when they're coming from their household, he saw his wife cheating the night before. Or maybe last week, he tried to deal with it, it's not working, he leaves his house, now he left his house in the morning, he's so pissed off, yo, pack your stuff and I come back, I don't want to see you here. Next thing I see, a gangbanger. I know what you did last time, now you're running away. Bro, I'm so pissed, I ain't got time to deal with this, man, boom.
Yeah.
My own personal issues have led me to do this, but this wouldn't have happened if we were at home doing your homework.
Jesus.
These are just kind of like some things which I try to talk to my young brother. This and that is like, oh man, I got stopped over, this and that. The police looked at me, they were like a gang enforcement unit. They say, young black guy driving a car, this and that. And then what happened? He told me to do this and that. Okay, did you do it? Yeah. I was so not happy. Bro, did you walk away? Yeah, but I was not happy. So you're telling me you're mad at a police officer stopping to see if you're in a gang?
Yeah.
And his job is a gang enforcement unit.
Oh, damn. Yeah.
How many more black people are you going to find in a gang than white people? I'm just saying if you do the statistics. So maybe for him, he has a big roster of people that this the same guy, if you see him, make sure you pull him over. You just happen to do it. Look at your earring. Look at your hair. Like, I'm just saying.
While you're saying, in your own words, wholeness is...
What is wholeness? I don't know. My point to all this,
You've killed
is
me.
that I didn't.
You've opened my mind.
Yeah. I want my young brother to know that.
Yeah,
Dude, it's okay. I like your hairstyle. This is like cool stuff. It's cool.
Yeah.
Just so you do know, though.
Yeah.
A lot of gang members also do look like that.
Yeah.
When someone says, "Hey,"
and they're justified to doing what they're doing.
Now, if someone says, "Hey, we need to stop this gang," what we've been told, Intel says they're planning on going for a robbery and that. So if you see the guy, make sure you stop him, because if we see Isaiah, we have to stop him and sometimes even warn him. I work with police who actually a lot. That one of their job is to warn another gang member that another gang members are coming.
Okay.
So if my brother was stopped because he looks like Isaiah, oh, excuse me, sir, are you in a gang? No? Oh, okay. They ask some tough questions. That's not being racist. That's trying to say that what if you are Isaiah but you're not pretending to be Okay, cool, you know what, you can go. This officer doesn't care whether he hurt your feelings or not. He has
He's
to
just
find
doing his job.
Isaiah until, do you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
if you didn't look like Isaiah though,
Yeah.
you would have been stopped.
Actually, but then he didn't even know that they were looking for an Isaiah. But
There you go. That's just how life works, bro. That's just how life works, bro.
Yeah.
Just like when you stole this one day, you didn't even steal. Actually, you gang member, today you didn't even steal.
Yeah.
It just so happens that this guy though is dealing with a divorce at home.
Right.
You don't know that I'm dealing with that.
Right.
You came to me today trying to talk trash to me when before I was okay, but today I'm not okay.
Yeah.
So now I'm gonna shoot you and now you die.
Yeah. Yeah.
But there's a lot of things which I try to promote people to. Self-victimization.
Yeah.
It's a really, 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 really big thing.
Yeah.
I almost got a job once. I didn't get it. I was like, man, these guys hate black people, this and that. But then I just learned that in my some of the roles now, I hire people too. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, I hired this person. I bet the other person thinks that was racist.
Yeah.
That's just self-reflection now, right? So I don't victimize myself anymore as much.
Yeah.
Right? Sometimes I just happen to be lucky that you just happen to be in this location, so you're interviewing me. Something that just by luck, by chance, but it doesn't mean that racism doesn't exist. No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying quality improvement, safety prevention. You gotta try yourself to be as best as you can. It doesn't mean that issues won't happen.
Yeah.
How to be strong as men. Feel okay to be weak.
Yep.
But it's in your own world. Trust me, I promise when I say it's in your own world, I truly mean that. In your own world, you may look weak to them, but in your world, you're becoming stronger by just speaking up. You know what, though? I really felt like killing myself one day. No way. Yeah, man, I really hated it. How do you deal with this?
Was you.
No, I'm just saying. Like,
for a moment, the first thing I thought about, I was like, oh. Where are we going?
No,
but, okay,
but
I know it's work.
It's a weakness moment, but it's like, brother, help me out, man. I really struggle.
Yeah.
I say that because one of my biggest regrets is when a youth came to me and told me, Kuda help me out. Yeah. I was with one of my friends. He's a board of director that I support within a different program. I remember that day we told this guy, anything you need, we got you, man. But he's telling us right now, like, yo, guys, help me. Yo, anything you need, we got you. Like, trust me, it's okay. Call me later. What do you mean, call me? I'm telling you right now. We, as people, don't even support each other. So you, as a person, have to realize, like, how far have I gone to? Because this person who said he's now in a mental health facility, he has struggled so much, alcohol abuse. When he said he needed help, he died. Just taken those words very, very seriously. I'm not saying I would have stopped it, but we could have been part of the solution altogether. Yeah. So many times people don't do that also. So I highly recommend when someone comes to you to speak, don't just say, I got you. Or call me if you need anything.
Yeah, and when you don't mean it.
And you don't mean it. Yeah, it's not right, yeah. But men need to understand that a lot of things we see, they're planted. They're planted because these credit card companies, they need our money. Jeez. These banks, they do need they do. So don't fall for that. Don't go and buy a brand new car for $50,000 when all you have is $5,000. Buy a car for $10,000 instead then.
No, thank you so much, Kuda. You've opened my mind today. We've gone a whole different angle, which honestly, it's not just mental health, it's emotional, social well-being, as well as equal justice. And you've kind of touched a little bit on some stuff that I'm like, okay, I think there's a lot more that we need to unpack, not only right now.
On this, we're going to talk, and expose that one, yeah.
Exactly.
And then on this,
and expose that because there's a lot more conversations that we need to, put in the out there in the spaces, right? Where actually, you know what? We learn so many things every day. Different cultures. Us being in North America, trying to adjust to a new culture, from your culture, still maintain your culture, and still maintain your identity. Yeah. Who are you and what have you? But you've actually opened up my mind today. I was
mentoring a youth who was doing a master's program in mental health. Yeah. And it was based on African parents, why do they not care about their mental health as much?
Okay.
'Cause, yeah.
Really?
Boom, amazing topic. I said, what do you mean? She said, they don't look after their mental health, they don't go for runs, they don't look after their physical health,
Yeah.
they don't eat
But which African parents?
No, like Zimbabwean, legitimate Zimbabwean.
As in demographic, it helps.
Like here, we can, like they move from Africa, they come here,
Yeah.
they raise their children,
Yeah.
and you notice that, oh, mom is getting out of shape, dad is getting out of shape, they're always eating unhealthy, they always work too hard, they don't go for runs. They don't. She's telling me, like, how come our parents don't look after their mental health? I'm listening to it. I say,
That's true.
I hear you.
Yeah.
Then I ask,
And there's so much trauma.
what does mental health mean
To you.
To you, and what does it mean to them?
To them. Oh, wow. Good question. Good question.
Here, we're taught, go for a run and look after your mental health. Do you know an African parent?
Yeah.
As long as you are eating, you have a roof over your head,
it gives,
bro,
it affects it. But
like, mental health is the best they've ever had.
So are we saying the younger generation is sensitive? They're more on the emotional, mental health. Is it more emotional than it's supposed to be?
But maybe.
Maybe.
I don't want to tell anyone
maybe.
anything.
Actually,
I don't want to tell anyone
that's
anything.
something to. Yeah, that's something we need to bring the younger ones. We
Oh,
need to
my
talk to
parents,
the
they
younger
work too
ones.
hard, they got too many shifts in the. I'm like, dude.
Yeah.
The parents or the community that raised me, if they were ever here, and they know that you go to work, you earn, let's say, $40 an hour. If you do overtime, you get $80 an hour. That person will never leave the workplace. Because they'll buy you more things. Hence, we're just talking about softening our people back in Dells. You know why? Because the parents, their mental health is so good because they're working so hard to give you this. As long as you have this, trust me, my mental health is good.
Oh my God.
What makes you think that they're suffering?
Oh God, bless you.
Trust me, they're not. They're perfectly fine.
Okay, this was a good way to end the
talking
show. This was a perfect way to end the episode. We became way fast. But thank you so much, Kuda. You're amazing. And yeah, I am so grateful that I was introduced to you. Because I am going to be dying with laughter for the rest of my days and my life. But thank you so much, Kuda. This was amazing. And guys, please, there's a lot more that's going to come with this guy. You wait and watch the spaces. Where can people follow you? To be honest, yes, please. Where can people follow you?
I'll open that platform when the time becomes.
Right.
In the meantime, I want to make sure that this is going very well. In the meantime,
Thank you.
And so far, so good. So far, so good.
But thank you so much, Kuda. And
sorry,
guys,
last thing before I leave, though, I don't want to make it look like I'm saying to African parents, don't be healthy or don't listen to your parents, to your kids. Listen to your kids. Do you know what I mean? Like, if your son is saying, let's go for a run outside, go for a run with your son. You know what I mean?
Do you listen to your kids? How do you have kids?
I have kids,
Okay, how old are they?
It's 6 and 1, almost 1 year.
Okay, so you're still safe. Okay.
But you know what though? Look, when my daughter says, we need to go out for walks and stuff, I do. You know what I mean? Like, I do go for walks because for her, it makes her happy that, we're doing this. But trust me, my mental health is okay when you're eating.
when you're eating soup. Your mental health is okay. That was a good way to end it, but I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. This was amazing. And more to come. And definitely, just so you know, guys, we're going to be having more conversations like this and even deeper because we're going to be doing also live discussions, having more guests and what have you. And he's going to be a part of this movement. And, I feel so honored and blessed to have people like him in the spaces. But if you feel that this conversation, was very mind-opening, because it did boggle my mind, it did open my mind. I was like, huh? Oh, wow. Oh, doom, nugget. Yo! I was just processing every... At the same time, I'm being shocked. At the same time, I'm like, okay, time. At the same time, I'm like, oh, I'm like, oh, this is good. But yeah, if you actually feel this was also good, guys, please don't forget to subscribe, share, comments, join the Disruptive Silence community on YouTube, where we're going to be putting some of the behind the scenes and what have you, and all the fun stuff there. And also, feel free to let us know who you want us to sit down with. Demographics don't matter. We will definitely figure that out, because we're trusting the person who gave this vision, which is Papa G. So feel free, guys, as you already know, Disruptive Silence is about restoring balance, it's about reclaiming your voice, redefining strength, because wholeness is everyone's story. Take care, God bless you, and I love you.
Thank you so much.